Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, a new leader for Iran as oil and gas prices soar. President Trump considers sending special forces to seize the country's nuclear stockpile, new travel alerts, and baseball's biggest stars on the world stage. Intense new wave of strikes as Iran names a new supreme leader. This morning, President Trump's reaction. Israel attacks oil refineries, sending a fireball into the sky. Plumes of smoke spread. Iran retaliates. This high-rise hit. And video circulating of the moment an Iranian drone struck Dubai International Airport. Plus new evidence of the strike on a girls' elementary school in southern Iran.
We're certainly investigating.
As we learn about the death of a 7th U.S. service member.
Overnight, a major sell-off in stock markets overseas as oil prices spike, and what President Trump is saying about it.
Deadly tornado outbreak.
There goes a house.
At least 8 people killed. Winds reaching 160 miles per hour in Michigan. Now Ginger is tracking the new severe threat.
Potential act of terrorism in New York City. The urgent investigation after an improvised explosive device was thrown outside the mayor's mansion.
Emergency landing.
Heads down, hands up, heads down, hands up.
What happened on a Southwest flight over concern about a suspicious passenger.
Just be a very suspicious act and had a timer going off every 10 minutes.
Plus the spring break travel alert amid the partial government shutdown. Long airport lines reaching as far back as this parking garage. In one airport, telling passengers to arrive 4 to 5 hours before their flight.
Drive-by shooting at Rihanna's house.
They're approaching the vehicle now.
The investigation after a suspect opened fire while the superstar and mom were home.
Oscar nominee Timothee Chalamet facing supreme backlash.
Even though no one cares about this anymore.
What he said, the reaction, and how it could impact his Academy Award hopes.
And a classic.
It is gone!
How Shohei Ohtani made World Baseball Classic history. Plus, Team USA soars. And Team Italy shows us how to wake up on this Monday morning. Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Thank you for joining us on this very busy Monday morning. We're going to start with breaking news on the war with Iran. Iran has announced the appointment of a new supreme leader.
Moshtaba Khamenei, the son of the previous supreme leader who was killed on the first day of the attacks. President Trump had said that Khamenei would be an unacceptable choice. This as the massive U.S. and Israeli air campaign shows no signs of letting up.
The Pentagon announced that a 7th U.S. service member has died from wounds in an Iranian strike in Saudi Arabia last week. We have team coverage this morning. Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell starts us off in Jerusalem. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. 10 days of war. Iran's government, security forces, missile capabilities and infrastructure all severely degraded by the US and Israel. But for now, the regime still appears intact, still able to retaliate and to elect a new leader. This morning, as the US-Israeli war in Iran rages on, the regime selecting a new supreme leader. State media reporting that a week after Ayatollah Khamenei's killing, his son, 56-year-old Moshtaba Khamenei, has been chosen to succeed him. The younger Khamenei is expected to follow his father's hardline policies. But President Trump dismissing him as a lightweight and an unacceptable choice, telling our Mary Bruce in an interview he needs to approve the next Iranian leader or he's not going to last long. Israel warning it would target any new leader. Trump now considering sending U.S. special forces into Iran to seize the country's nuclear stockpile.
We wouldn't do it now. Maybe we'd do it later.
The news coming amid an intense new wave of U.S. and Israeli strikes Sunday. Israel targeting the country's energy infrastructure with a huge attack on multiple oil refineries in Tehran. This fire seen from miles away, massive plumes of smoke billowing through the night sky. Another major refinery was hit elsewhere in the city, igniting a fireball. Videos circulating online showing streets on fire. Poisonous fumes filling the air for miles around. Residents warned to protect themselves against toxic fumes and possible acid rain. Iran condemning the offensive as nothing less than intentional chemical warfare against the Iranian citizens. Iran says well over 1,000 people have been killed so far, including 190 children and 198 women. The American death toll also rising again this morning. The Pentagon announcing that a U.S. service member wounded in an Iranian strike on a base in Saudi Arabia on March 1st has passed away from their injuries. Despite degrading its missile capabilities, Iran retaliating across the region. Drones and missiles hitting this high-rise in Kuwait. And videos circulating on X, capturing the moment an Iranian drone struck Dubai International Airport. Dramatic video showing Emirati air defences taking down at least 8 unmanned Iranian drones. Iran's targeted the UAE more than every other country in the region combined. Now, even the region's water supply, critical for survival in the Gulf Desert, being hit. A freshwater desalination plant in Bahrain attacked by drones, not long after the US was accused of attacking a similar plant in Iran. And on the other front in this war, in Lebanon, Israel's offensive against Hezbollah is widening. Lebanese authorities say more than 400 people have been killed, 83 of them children, 42 women. Hundreds of thousands have been displaced. Israel says it killed 5 senior members of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard at a Beirut hotel. It comes as Russia's reportedly providing Iran with intelligence to target US forces, including the locations of troops, aircraft and ships. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth downplaying the threat.
No one's putting us in danger. We're putting the other guys in danger. That's our job. So we're not concerned about that.
Well, as we've seen throughout this conflict, one of the biggest challenges is intercepting drones. We're now hearing that Ukrainian drone specialists have arrived in the region. They're going to help Gulf countries and some of those US bases to identify and hopefully intercept Iranian drones. Michael?
All right, Ian, thank you so much for your reporting. The widening war is rattling investors around the world, sending oil prices soaring. Chief Economics Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is at the New York Stock Exchange with more. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Michael. And this morning, oil prices are continuing to surge, now above $100 a barrel for the first time since Russia invaded Ukraine. Now, that oil gets refined into gasoline, and consumers feel this very quickly. Take a look at this in real terms. A week ago, you were paying $2.99 a gallon nationwide for a gallon of regular. This morning, that number has jumped to $3.48. Now, we are still below the record gasoline high set in 2022 of $5 a gallon, but analysts expect to see prices climb this week above $4 a gallon in at least 20 states. And the central issue here is Iran blocking the Strait of Hormuz. This is a vital passage where 20% of the world's oil flows through. Keep in mind, the United States is the world's largest energy producer. We get very limited oil from the Middle East, so we do have the supplies, but our price is set by the global market. And when you see those prices surge, you feel it right at the pump. The longer this continues, the larger an upset this creates, and it ripples through the economy. Like in airlines, United CEO said you could see that increase in jet fuel prices hit consumers quickly as far as ticket prices go, Michael.
But Rebecca, where could we see some of the biggest price increases, because it's more than just the gas?
Right. So you could very likely see the biggest increases in places like Texas, the West Coast, and the East Coast. And the reason is that those are the markets that can more readily export their products to the world market. Where there's landlocked areas in the middle of the country, in the Rockies, it's much harder to export that product. So those prices, while they will go up more slowly. And the best thing to do is fill your tank this morning before you head to work, because prices are set to climb by this afternoon again, Michael.
Well, boy, nobody wanted to hear that, but thank you for letting us know. Thank you, Rebecca. Mary?
And on the first day of the war, there was that deadly strike on an Iranian girls' school. Our chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz has the latest on what we're learning about how that happened and who may have been responsible. Martha, good morning.
Good morning, Mary. The U.S. has taken out much of Iran's missile launchers, but this morning there are accusations that the U.S. may have struck that school as well. This morning, growing questions following the strike on a girls' elementary school in southern Iran that Iran's Red Crescent says left more than 160 dead, most of them children. Sources now telling ABC that it is possible the U.S. hit the school by mistake. Experts telling us more than 10 years ago, the school was part of a larger Iranian Revolutionary Guard military complex. But a new analysis by ABC News suggests the Iranian girls' school had been separated from the military compound long ago. Google Earth images from 2013 and 2016 show a wall being built sometime during those years, effectively separating the school from a cluster of IRGC buildings. An image from 2018 shows that part of the walls in the school compound had been painted bright blue, a new addition not visible in the previous years. Following the strike, you can see the building covered with painted murals and pictures children had drawn. Retired Master Sergeant Wes Bryan, who once led the Pentagon office that assessed incidents of civilian casualties, raising questions about whether the U.S. was working from outdated intelligence.
The commander of the Central Command should know every single target that both the U.S. and Israel were going to hit and did hit, and what the assessed what we call battle damage assessment was after those targets.
But experts tell ABC News this video surfacing online shows a U.S.-made missile hitting a building adjacent to the girls' school. After the bombing, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Dan Kane, said the U.S. had been conducting strikes in southern Iran in the early hours of the war, where the school was located, with Israel striking in the north. I asked the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, why Trump believes Iran is responsible.
I'll leave that to the investigators to determine.
Over the weekend, President Trump accusing Iran of carrying out the deadly strike on its own people.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Hegseth? It was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
It is unclear when the investigation will be complete, but unlike President Trump, it is notable that both Secretary Hegseth and Ambassador Waltz are saying the investigation is ongoing and have not specifically concluded it was the fault of Iran, but Hegseth making clear the U.S. does not target civilians. George?
Okay, Martha, thanks very much. And Mary, let's talk to you a little bit more. You spoke with the president yesterday morning. He campaigned on lowering gas prices, but dismissed the spike.
Yeah, George, when I spoke with him, he is dismissing the economic fallout of this war. And I asked him directly on the phone yesterday if he's concerned about rising gas prices. And he told me, I think it's fine. It's a little glitch. He said, we had to take this detour. I knew exactly what was going to happen with this detour. The impact of this war is obviously having a huge global impact, but also on him politically. As you mentioned, he often touts low gas prices as a reason that his economic policies are working. We know Americans are concerned about rising costs. He now is losing that talking point, and as we head to the midterms. George.
He also had a warning for Iran's new leader.
Yeah, George, he did. I mean, the president told me that the next leader of Iran, quote, won't last long without his approval. The president is insisting that he personally approves of the next leader of Iran, and he has said that Khamenei's son, who was just named, would be, quote, unacceptable. Trump has said that the worst case scenario would be that the next leader is someone who's just as bad as the last one. And he told me he doesn't want to have to go back in a couple of years for the U.S. to have to go back in and do this all over again. But when I asked him if he would be willing to work with a leader who has ties to the regime, he told me, quote, I would. In order to choose a good leader, I would.
Okay, Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Michael?
Thank you for that, Mary. Now to a potential act of terrorism under investigation here in New York after authorities say at least one explosive device was thrown during a protest outside the residence of Mayor Mamdani. Chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky is here with the latest on that.
Good morning, Michael. What began as an anti-Muslim protest at the home of New York's first Muslim mayor ended with counter-protesters now being investigated as a possible act of terrorism. The NYPD said this device hurled outside Mayor Zohran Mamdani's residence on Saturday was no smoke bomb as first thought, but an improvised explosive filled with bolts and screws and the volatile compound TATP. The NYPD now says a second device brought to the chaotic dueling protest started by far-right provocateur Jake Lang under the banner Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City was also potentially viable. The mayor said that protest, the first one, was rooted in bigotry and racism, but what followed Mamdani called criminal and reprehensible. Now, 2 men from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, who allegedly threw the devices are in custody and expected to face federal charges. The FBI searched their homes for bomb-making materials. Law enforcement sources said they told investigators they had watched ISIS propaganda videos. The police commissioner said this could be ISIS-inspired terrorism. George.
Okay, Aaron, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to the deadly tornado outbreak over the weekend. 8 people killed in several states. And Ginger, new threat on the way?
Yes, and you know, it's incredible to see some of these tornadoes over the weekend. And my home state of Michigan had their earliest EF3 plus on record. At least 8 people were killed from Michigan back to Oklahoma. So let's go ahead and look. This was the image of Union Lake, Michigan, where 3 people were killed in this EF3. It's been years. You don't get them this early in the season that often, but on this warm front, you could see the just chaos and the debris floating there throughout Three Rivers, Michigan. Wanted to show you also in Oklahoma. This was one of the tornadoes that killed 2 people in Beggs. There were several, right? And today we've got another threat. This is real. From Little Rock, Arkansas, through Tupelo, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa. That's today's threat. But by tomorrow, we go up to an enhanced threat region, especially from Chicago and Naperville, Northwest Indiana, back through central Illinois. Oklahoma City and Dallas are included. This is just for tomorrow. Wednesday, we've got again. We're in the season, guys.
All right, Ginger, thank you for that. Now to Olympic gold medal winning figure skater Alyssa Liu dropping out of the World Championships. Lara's here to explain the move, which surprised a lot of people. Lara, good morning.
A lot of people. Good morning to you, Michael. So just weeks after she stunned the world with that electric performance at the Olympics, Alyssa Liu will sit out the next major competition, the Figure Skating World Championships, which she won last year after a 2-year retirement. Instead, she says this year she will sit it out, stay at home, and bask in the glory of her Olympic golds in both the individual and team events. Liu posting on Instagram, there's been a lot of exciting things happening since my return from Milan, so I'm taking some time for that. She then signs off with, see you next season. Liu has made headlines for her outgoing personality, but last week she did post on Instagram her newfound fame has been a bit of a double-edged sword, saying when she landed at the airport, crowds and cameras were waiting for her, and one fan even followed her to her car. She begged people, please stop doing that to her. Liu says she has no plans to retire from skating again. In fact, she says, guys, she is open to being in the next Winter Games in 2030. I love that.
Taking a break.
She needs
She's earned it.
I mean, that's grueling, those events. It's nonstop. Just being there watching them was grueling.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that she said, I'm going to do this. I don't care about the pressure of competing. I just want to, and plus it gives somebody else a chance to be a champion.
Exactly. Well said, Mike.
Thank you, Lara. Coming up in the investigation after Rihanna's home was hit by gunfire. She was at home. A suspect is in custody this morning.
Plus, Will Reeve had the latest on Timothee Chalamet. The Oscar nominee seems to have taken a wrong step, Will.
Yeah, Michael, good morning. Chalamet is getting heat for some resurfaced comments he made about ballet and opera. Could this impact his Oscar odds? That's coming up.
And Faith Abube is standing by on the high school prank that ended in tragedy with the death of a beloved teacher. What his family is saying this morning.
And coming up, we have a spring break travel alert. Some major airports seeing very long delays. We're going to tell you what you know before you head to the airport. We'll be right back.
Don't be a stranger. It's harder to be mad at someone if you know their name. Looking good, Ron.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You too, Fran. Tom, Laquan, Rosie, Tamara, Prudence, Maddie, Pete, Peter, Petey, Sasha, Kat, Matt, Tombo.
Oh, hey there, George.
And hello to you, Steve. That's pond rule number 2. When you gotta eat, eat.
Not George. Not George. Okay, everybody, welcome back to GMA, Pixar's animated animal adventure, Hoppers, hopping into the #1 spot at the box office over the weekend. The fan reactions and how the stars of the film are celebrating. We've got it all coming up in Pop News.
I know you defend it, Michael.
Don't take it personally.
Will's got the latest headlines.
Good morning, George. Good morning, everybody. We have a lot to get to today. We begin at 7:30 with an explosion overseas at a synagogue in Belgium. The anti-terror unit is on the scene there. Luckily, the place of worship was empty at the time, and the Belgian Interior Minister called the explosion a despicable anti-Semitic act. And dramatic moments from inside a Southwest flight forced to make an emergency landing after a mistaken security risk. A so-called suspicious person was reported on the flight headed for Fort Lauderdale from Nashville. The person reportedly had a timer going off every 10 minutes and was very worried about his bag. Armed officers boarded the plane. Southwest saying in a statement its crew, quote, made the decision to divert out of an abundance of caution due to what turned out to be a misunderstanding, adding, we sincerely apologize to our customers. And it was over 80 degrees in Los Angeles yesterday, so LA Marathon officials gave out finisher medals for anyone who ran 18 miles, leading to some social media chatter with people saying you're not a true finisher if you don't run the full 26.2. And the World Baseball Classic is in full swing. Japan and the United States dominant so far. There's Shohei Ohtani going yard with a grand slam. The U.S. has been crushing it as well. This is Kyle Schwarber. That is a baseball gone a million miles away. They beat Great Britain 9-1. But a big salute to Team Italy because they've got the espresso machine going in their dugout. They rock it every time they hit a home run. They hit 3 in one of their games. Their manager telling reporters, coffee, it's a way of living.
I agree.
We are all on the same page this morning.
Back here behind the desk. No home runs needed.
All right. Thank you, Will. Appreciate you. And now we're going to turn to breaking news overnight. As officials say, a woman opened fire at the Los Angeles mansion of superstar singer Rihanna. The suspect taken into custody, and Trevor All is in Los Angeles with the latest for us. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. And there are several bullet holes left behind from this extremely alarming crime. We're told Rihanna was at home when a suspect repeatedly opened fire right outside her front gate.
Be advised, is a good shooting suspect.
This morning, the LAPD is investigating a terrifying drive-by shooting at the home of pop superstar Rihanna.
Is there a unit already following the vehicle, or do they need someone to follow?
Investigators say the Grammy winner was there inside her Los Angeles home that she shares with rapper A$AP Rocky when a woman fired approximately 10 rounds from the street. That 30-year-old woman allegedly drove up to the residence with an AR-style rifle, opened fire Sunday afternoon at 1:15. At least 4 bullet holes can be seen having pierced the gate. The neighboring garage was also allegedly struck by bullets. No injuries were reported. Rihanna is not commenting at this time. The name of the woman who allegedly fired the shots has not been released. She allegedly sped away in a white Tesla. Authorities saying they took her into custody minutes later.
They have the vehicle. Driver is out on his knees. They're approaching the vehicle now.
That quiet tree-lined street is now blocked off with crime scene tape as the LAPD's robbery homicide unit combs through the home and surrounding areas for evidence. Police are not providing a motive at this time. It's not clear if hip-hop star A$AP Rocky or the couple's 3 children were home when the shots were fired.
And that suspect was taken into custody in the parking garage of a nearby shopping center. Investigators have not yet made clear if the suspect even knew that this was Rihanna's house. Thankfully, no one was reported hurt. Guys.
We are thankful for that, Trevor. Thank you. And now to the prank on a Georgia teacher that turned tragic. 5 teenagers are facing charges after the teacher died. And this morning, we're hearing from his family. Faith Abube is in Atlanta with the story. Faith, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mary. The 40-year-old is being remembered as a devoted father, a passionate teacher and coach who was loved by his students and colleagues. And this morning, the community wrapping its arms around his grieving wife and 2 sons.
This morning, a Gainesville, Georgia community is mourning the tragic death of a beloved teacher after a high school prank gone wrong. Police say 5 teenagers went to Jason Hughes' house around 11:30 Friday night to throw toilet paper at his trees. According to the sheriff's office, when Hughes, a math teacher at North Hall High School, came outside, the students, all 18 years old, tried to flee in 2 vehicles. Authorities say Hughes tripped and fell into the roadway, and one of the drivers, Jaden Wallace, ran him over. Police say Wallace and his friends, seen here in mugshots obtained by ABC affiliate WSB, tried to render aid to the teacher, but the 40-year-old later died at the hospital.
He was a great guy, God-fearing man. He would do anything. He'd take the shirt off his back and give it to you.
Wallace is now charged with first-degree vehicular homicide and reckless driving and could serve up to 15 years behind bars. Police have charged all 5 teenagers with criminal trespassing and littering on private property.
That the family wants to make really clear is that they knew these kids, that they loved them, and these kids loved the Hugheses. This was not a malicious act.
The Hughes family telling our team Jason knew these students were coming to his house and was excited to catch them during the prank. His family says this was a tragic accident and they fully support dropping the criminal charges against all the teenagers.
And guys, the victim's wife, Laura, also teaches at the same high school. In a statement to ABC News, the family says, quote, "We are thankful for the outpouring of prayers and support as we grieve the loss of Jason. We ask that you continue to pray for our family and also for the students involved in the accident along with their families. Please join us in extending grace and mercy to them as Christ has done for us." Guys.
What a sad story. Okay, Faith, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to a newly released video of a fatal 2025 shooting involving a Homeland Security agent. It raises new questions about what really happened. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Tursky back with those details. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, good morning, George. Again, this federal agent was conducting immigration enforcement in South Texas, shot a man last year. The Department of Homeland Security said at the time that was a justified shoot and a grand jury declined to indict. But now, newly released body camera footage calls the official explanation into question. This morning, new scrutiny on the Department of Homeland Security over the fatal shooting last March of Ruben Ray Martinez, a 23-year-old American citizen. The encounter began with a crash on South Padre Island involving other cars. Homeland Security investigations helped local police direct traffic. The body camera footage shows Martinez driving up to the scene and speaking to an officer who mentioned an open container. Martinez is told to both pull over and keep going.
Okay. Hey, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Martinez is seen driving away.
Stop him, stop him, stop him.
An agent with Homeland Security investigations, identified by the Texas Department of Public Safety as Jack Stevens, then fires his gun 3 times. You can see Martinez being pulled from the vehicle, thrown to the ground and handcuffed before he's treated for injuries. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. The toxicology report showed Martinez had THC and alcohol in his system. At first, the incident was reported as an officer-involved shooting. The Department of Homeland Security did not publicly acknowledge its agent's involvement until it appeared in news accounts. DHS said Martinez intentionally ran over an agent with his car. His family said that's not what the video shows.
The video shows that his brake lights are on and shots ring out. That is absolutely contradictory to what these gentlemen have said in their statements.
Now, the acting director of ICE, Todd Lyons, said this incident was investigated from every possible angle by an independent body and it cleared our officer. The family said Martinez was no threat to anyone. George.
Okay, Aaron, thanks very much.
Now, with the uproar following comments from actor Timothee Chalamet seem to put down opera and ballet, and Will has more for us.
Hey, I do, Michael. Good morning. Hi, everyone. Again, so Timothee Chalamet has proven to be a master of the press tour, but this morning he's in the middle of a brouhaha of his own making due to a flippant comment he made last month that has since gone viral right at the finish line of his Oscars campaign.
And it's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
This morning, with under a week until the Oscars, Best Actor nominee Timothee Chalamet is the main character in a real-life controversy after saying no one cares about opera or ballet.
I admire people, and I've done it myself, to go on a talk show and go, hey, we got to keep movie theaters alive. You know, we got to keep this genre alive. And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, you know, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership.
Chalamet made those comments in a CNN Variety town hall with Matthew McConaughey last month. But the clip has spread like wildfire in recent days and ignited backlash from the performing arts community.
Ballet and opera aren't niche hobbies people opt out of for fame. They're disciplines you can only enter if you have the rare ability for them.
We don't have the aid of second takes, edits, stunts, filters, makeup.
And the Seattle Opera trolling the star by offering 14% off seats for their weekend performances with promo code Timothy.
The critic's choice is Timothee Chalamet.
The 4-time Academy Award nominee had been an early favorite to win his first Oscar this year for his performance in Marty Supreme, but is now virtually neck and neck with Sinners star Michael B. Jordan, who has some momentum coming off his win at the Actor Awards last week. The 30-year-old Chalamet is a self-proclaimed arts kid.
I grew up backstage at the New York City Ballet. My grandmother danced in the New York City Ballet, my mother danced in the New York City Ballet, my sister danced in the New York City Ballet.
The big question now, could this cost Chalamet the Oscar at this Sunday's ceremony? Voting concluded on Thursday, so timing may work in his favor.
What I always like to remind people is that award season is a political campaign. While you're not going to see outright smear campaigns, you are going to see people resurfacing maybe unfavorable interviews at times.
No comment from Chalamet since those comments went viral. As far as his Oscars chances for most of awards season, it seemed like he was a lock. Michael B. Jordan has the momentum now, it seems. The ballet and opera comments probably will be irrelevant, if only because, as you heard Kelly say, the voting closed on Thursday and this sort of went viral in recent days.
We'll find out who wins on Sunday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just a couple days.
On this network here.
Right here on ABC. There we go, Will. Good job. All right.
Will gets 14-cent bonus.
Hey, there we go.
Oh,
that's right. All
Now, other play of the day, Lara has a soccer special.
Yes, I do. And the women's U.S. national team making a believer out of fans around the country with their performance in the final of the 2026 She Believes Cup. With the game against Colombia tied up until the 82nd minute. A rocket shot by forward Alyssa Thompson. Check this out.
That's a great shot.
It's a great shot from the 21-year-old from Los Angeles. Wow, kicking the ball into the top of the net, giving the U.S. the win. And this is the 8th She Believes Cup for the team. They won all 3 matches in the round-robin tournament and didn't give up a single goal. And no surprise, Thompson named tournament MVP. Also there for the victory, the cast of the upcoming Netflix movie, The 99ers, about the iconic 1999 women's national team and their World Cup victory. The cast posing with retired players Julie Foudy, Brandi Chastain, and more legends from that winning team back in 1999. Congrats to the U.S. team.
Yeah. I can't believe that was 99.
I know. I did. When I was writing it, I was like, really?
Randy with the iconic rip off this shirt.
Yeah, it's going to be a good movie.
Fantastic. All right, coming up, Super Bowl winner Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he's a Philadelphia Eagle. And actually, I'm excited to see the guy. All right, he's here. We'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Intense new wave of strikes. Iran retaliates as a new supreme leader is named. Oil prices soar. This morning, President Trump's reaction as we learn about the death of a 7th U.S. service member.
Spring break travel alert. Airport lines reaching as far back as this parking garage. And one airport telling passengers to arrive 4 to 5 hours before their flight. Gio Benitez is here with what to know before your next trip.
Something to cheer about. The teenager born with a congenital heart defect celebrating a second life-saving organ transplant. Her incredible medical journey this morning.
And touchdown. Philadelphia Eagles star Jalen Hurts is here live, and the Super Bowl winner is saying,
"Good morning, America."
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Excited about having Jalen Hurts here to talk about his new book, and it's great to have you with us to start the new week. And Lori Bergamotto is here with ABC's Secret Savings, tech to enhance your wellness routine at home with savings up to 75% off.
Can't wait for that. And also ahead, the new fallout for the royals and former Prince Andrew's family.
First, look at the top stories breaking today. We start with the war with Iran. Iran has announced the appointment of a new supreme leader. As oil and gas prices soar and the massive U.S. and Israeli air campaign shows no signs of letting up, Pentagon has announced that a 7th U.S. service member has died from wounds in an Iranian strike in Saudi Arabia last week. I want to go back to Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell in Jerusalem. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. It's day 10 of this war, and I think it's worth taking stock of where things lie. We've seen Iran's government, security forces, missile capabilities and infrastructure all severely degraded. But for now, the regime still appears intact, still able to retaliate and, as you say, elect a new hardline leader.
This morning, as the US-Israeli war in Iran rages on, the regime selecting a new supreme leader. State media reporting that a week after Ayatollah Khamenei's killing, his son, 56-year-old Mujtaba Khamenei, has been chosen to succeed him. The younger Khamenei is expected to follow his father's hardline policies. Trump now considering sending U.S. special forces into Iran to seize the country's nuclear stockpile.
We wouldn't do it now. Maybe we'd do it later.
The news coming amid an intense new wave of U.S. and Israeli strikes Sunday. Israel targeting the country's energy infrastructure with a huge attack on multiple oil refineries in Tehran. This fire seen from miles away. Video circulating online showing streets on fire. Iran says well over 1,000 people have been killed so far, the American death toll rising again this morning. The Pentagon announcing that a U.S. service member wounded in an Iranian strike on a base in Saudi Arabia on March 1st has passed away from their injuries. Despite degrading its missile capabilities, Iran retaliating across the region. Dramatic video showing Emirati air defenses taking down at least 8 unmanned Iranian drones. Now, even the region's water supply, critical for survival in the Gulf Desert, being hit. A freshwater desalination plant in Bahrain attacked by drones, not long after the US was accused of attacking a similar plant in Iran.
Well, we keep talking about these drone strikes. It has proved a huge problem for Gulf allied nations and for the US military and diplomatic missions inside the region. We're now hearing that Ukrainian drone specialists, their skills obviously sharpened throughout the war with Russia, are now arriving in the region to assist the US and those Gulf allies. Michael?
All right, Ian, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to spring break travel alert. Long delay that some of America's biggest airports. Gio is back with the details. Hey, Gio.
Hey, Michael, guys, good morning. Yeah, as we begin yet another week of spring break travel rush here, airports this morning are yet again seeing longer TSA wait times because of that TSA staffing shortage, and some lines are as long as 3 hours. This morning, the airline's gearing up for another day of chaos just as spring break gets underway.
We're going on 2 hours right now in just TSA's line.
Because of the partial government shutdown's impact on the Department of Homeland Security, for the third time in 5 months, TSA officers aren't being paid, many of them now calling out, leaving passengers to deal with lines like these, reaching as far back as the parking garage. At Louis Armstrong International Airport in New Orleans.
Come on, 2 lines, 2 escalators. Let's go, let's go.
And Hobby Airport in Houston. Hobby Airport even posting this advisory to passengers on X, telling them to arrive at the airport 4 to 5 hours before their flight because they could face wait times exceeding 180 minutes at the security line. Travel industry officials urging the government to pay TSA workers without having to wait until the shutdown is over.
They're doing their job and they're not getting paid. It's not just unfair, it's reckless.
But many have already missed a full paycheck. This comes at a tough time for those hoping to get away for some springtime R&R. And if you are planning to travel during this tough time, especially if it's international travel, it's a really good idea to enroll in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. That's the STEP program. You'll be able to get alerts from the U.S. government about the country that you're in at the moment.
Yeah, but with so much disruption going on, Gio, when is the best time for someone to book for summer travel?
So really as early as possible, because the problem is we're seeing these jet fuel prices rise, and that means ticket prices will likely go up as well. So you want to lock it in as low as possible. And then if that price does go down, you can actually set alerts with Expedia or Google Flights, one of those platforms. They are free alerts. And if that price goes down, you can call the airline and get a credit for whatever you paid extra.
And okay, we know, but you always have special tips. You're going to help somebody get some a last-minute spring break deal. What can they do?
So listen, if you want to get to a specific location on a specific date, it's going to be very tough. You have to be flexible. Google Flights is my best friend for this because you go in there and you set a time frame. You can also set a general location, right? So let's say instead of saying Turks and Caicos, you just set it for the Caribbean and you look at everything that's available. That flexibility is how you get the best deal.
Flight prices already going up?
They are. They're starting to go up, yeah. Wow. And they're already warning that that's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flexibility key for those flights and those long lines, Gio. Thank you. And now to the latest ripple effects for the royal family from the release of the Epstein files. Maggie Rulli is in London with the story. Hey, Maggie, good morning.
Hey, Mary, good morning. Yeah, it seems there's more royal fallout from the Epstein files, this time with Princess Eugenie, the daughter of former Prince Andrew. Now, she's announced she's stepping back as patron from Anti-Slavery International, where she'd been a representative for the past 7 years. The charity, which calls itself the world's oldest international human rights organization, issued a statement Sunday to the Observer newspaper, which broke the story, thanking the princess for her support, adding, "We hope that she continues to work to end slavery." Now, the princess's departure comes comes just weeks after her father was arrested. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was released after 11 hours in police custody, but is still being investigated for misconduct in public office. The disgraced former prince is now in exile on his brother, the king's, private estate in Norfolk. Andrew and his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, Eugenie's parents, both feature prominently in the latest release of the Epstein files. In the emails, it appears that their friendship with the convicted sex offender seemed to continue even after he completed a sentence for soliciting a minor. Now, neither has publicly commented on this latest release, but both have previously denied any wrongdoing. Eugenie has not yet commented on her father's arrest. Guys.
Thank you, Maggie. Coming up in our GMA morning menu, a Missouri teenager's journey from the transplant list back to the cheerleading squad.
And also ahead, sharing the love for Love Story, how the hit series about JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette is captivating audiences everywhere, and what it took to recreate that wedding scene.
Plus, Lori Bergamotto is here with ABC Secret Savings, all about the top tech for your wellness, with prices up to 75% off, and Lara's with two special guests. Hey, Lara.
Michael, I like to think that I'm with the A-team here. I mean, talk about all-stars. Philadelphia Eagles QB Jalen Hurts in the house. The crowd here is huge. We all love him. And you're going to love his first children's book. And Jenna Dewan is also here telling us about the new episodes of The Rookie. We love this show. We love you.
Thank you.
So much love happening today on GMA. Stay with us.
Pretty day here in New York, and it's time for our GMA cover story. A Missouri teen back to cheerleading after receiving a second chance at life. Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Taryn Rule here. This is an amazing story.
It's such a good story. Good morning to you. Well, 17-year-old Macy Brown has faced more health challenges than most people see in a lifetime, but she's not letting any of them stop her. This was the moment 17-year-old Macy Brown had been dreaming of for months. The Fenton, Missouri high school senior back to cheerleading after a combined heart and kidney transplant. But it wasn't Macy's first health challenge.
I've grown up in the medical field my whole life.
24 hours after Macy was born, her parents learned she had hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a severe congenital heart defect appearing in 1 in 4,000 births, where the left side of the heart is underdeveloped.
It is a little surreal at the time. You're just trying to wrap your head around what's really going on.
Macy received her first transplant at 9 weeks old and went on to lead a relatively normal life. But the family was warned her heart may not last forever.
They told us it was about a 50-50 chance of her needing a new heart before she was the age 20.
But last summer at camp, Macy had a cough that wouldn't go away.
I started feeling very shortness, like getting very short of breath over activities that I wouldn't normally be that short of breath for.
Doctors said Macy's transplanted heart was starting to fail, and this time her kidneys too.
When you have heart failure and the heart is not doing a great job pumping blood, other organs tend to get affected.
In October, Macy underwent a rare combined heart and kidney transplant at St. Louis Children's Hospital, the first pediatric surgery of its kind in Missouri. Macy, in the hospital for 54 days, returned home in time for Thanksgiving.
I feel really good. I'm back to normal school, and I just cheered for the first time last week since everything happened.
Macy and her family thankful for the gift of life given to her twice by the generosity of 2 donor families.
And I'm very, very grateful and very thankful to the donor family for giving me my organs.
Thank you is not even a big enough word. It's something that I think about every day. We owe them everything.
Macy's back cheering, back in school, and she wants people to know she's not just surviving, she's thriving.
And it's great to see that. But these congenital heart defects are actually relatively common.
They are. So about 1% of births, about 40,000 babies per year. Some of them are picked up prenatally, some at birth, and sometimes even later in life as an adult. So many times you can have symptoms, as you saw in the piece, but sometimes it can be asymptomatic. A lot of these babies are living into adulthood, so we have congenital heart disease programs at special centers in the country to really manage kids as they grow up and become adults, so they're closely followed.
Yeah, but Macy's story really shows how important organ donation really is.
That is such an important part of this story. We know there's 100,000 people on the transplant list. 13 die every single day. One person can save 8 people's lives. And while 90% of Americans say they support organ donation, only 60% are signed up. So you can do that through your state's registry, through your DMV. You can actually go on the iPhone to the health app and sign up that way. Macy got her kidney and heart from the same organ donor, which is helpful because it prevents rejection. And her doctor, who you saw in the piece, said, she volunteers at a camp as a counselor for other kids with congenital heart disease. She is the kindest, most loving, calm, resilient spirit that all the other girls really look up to her. And one of the best things is that Macy's going to go on to nursing school to help other kids. And my favorite thing she told us is that she can't wait to play 2 truths and a lie when she goes to college. She has 3 kidneys, and she said no one will ever get it right, but that is my truth.
That's great.
What an attitude. Thank you. That is great. How about some pop news?
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you so much for that, Tara. All right, and good morning to you. We're going to begin with the road to the Oscars, which is about to be covered with red carpet. We are now less than a week away from Hollywood's Golden Night, and crews are getting busy. The Dolby Theater is getting ready. The red carpet rolls have arrived. Construction's underway. That carpet usually runs around 900 feet. Plenty of room for all the dazzling stars we expect to see on Oscar Sunday. Also making a red carpet-worthy arrival, the man himself. These guys getting into position. We will have all of the action at the 98th Annual Academy Awards right here on ABC, streaming on Hulu on Sunday, also starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will also be live from LA all week as we count down to the big night with lots of surprises. And our GMA Oscars after party, that happens Monday morning. Michael will be there. I'm heading out tomorrow, and we are excited.
Yes, we are.
What to wear, what to wear. All right.
A suit.
You know what? It shouldn't be that easy.
So hard for me.
All right, we are going to change gears and we're going to hop to it, shall we? Pixar's new animated hit Hoppers debuted into theaters over the weekend. It's now #1 at the box office. The film starring Bobby Moynihan, Piper Curda, John Hamm, and many others marks the biggest box office opening for Pixar since Coco back in 2017. Last week, critics rated the animated animal movie with a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now the audience score is in. It's sitting at 94%. That's huge, you guys. Over 1,000 people weighed in on the site. And Bobby Moynihan took to Instagram sharing some behind-the-scenes photos and said he feels very grateful to be a part of this movie, this animated, brilliant movie. It is in theaters now, everywhere. And finally, in TV news, we're sharing the love for Love Story, JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. I have bonded with my daughter over this. A whole new generation is discovering this story. The hit series that fans cannot stop talking about. The ratings are proving it. The first 6 episodes racking up over 30 million hours streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus, setting a record for an FX limited series. Guys, that number has been growing with every episode released. New audiences are finding this every single week, and this past Thursday's episode featured the highly anticipated wedding of JFK Jr. and Carolyn. The show's costume designer, Rudy Mance, revealed that he actually replicated Carolyn's now iconic Narciso Rodriguez wedding dress from a single scrap of fabric. Mance telling InStyle that his team worked off a 30-year-old swatch that had been preserved at a fabric store here in New York, and they were able to order the exact same fabric from the textile mill in Europe that made Carolyn's. And dressing like these 90s style icons has become so popular. There was even a JFK Jr. lookalike contest here in New York City over the weekend. The winner, Julian D. Vicentis, who walked away with $250 in cash and some serious bragging rights. And you can watch all 6 episodes of Love Story. They are streaming now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus. New episodes dropping every Thursday. Who's been watching? Anybody here?
And you got a biggest hunk T-shirt.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, I think I look more like JFK Jr. than some of those guys. Come on, you knew better than to go out there. You weren't going to win that.
You know what?
Next time, Michael. Next time
we're
going to
enjoying a beautiful day out in New York City. Don't ruin their fun.
Now to ABC's Secret Saving. GMA Lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamotto is here with tech that will enhance your wellness routine at home. And Lori, get us started.
Billy's getting us started.
Billy,
Michael.
there you go.
He is on the Move exercise bike. So this is like getting that workout right in the comfort of your own home. It has guided options like intervals, hills, and endurance rides. It's app-based coaching. Look at it. He can sit, he can stand. So you can work your glutes, you can work your quads, you can work your hamstrings. And cardiovascular health, so important. A 20-minute ride can burn 150 to 300 calories. Billy's really working hard.
Billy's showing off.
Let me tell you this. You can save 75% off plus free shipping.
Free shipping.
Billy not included.
Billy realized this is a very short segment, so that's why he was going so hard from the beginning.
But we even have more, Billy, because once you know this
Billy.
better than anyone, once you've worked out,
You got to loosen up.
recovery is
There we
key,
go.
right? So this is from Snailax, and what they have here is a back massage chair pad.
How'd that
so
feel?
It's deep kneading, vibration, soothing heat. How's it feel?
Feels great.
Okay.
That's going to relieve tension. There's also a cordless neck and shoulder massager. If you want to try it, be my guest. Has 8 rotating nodes. Here, let me help you put it on. All right, there we go.
Oh,
Isn't that nice?
that's like got some needling going on in
Yeah,
there. Okay.
it's really
I like
good.
that.
And then a shiatsu foot massager. We got to get those tootsies ready for the summer. You can save at least 30%.
Okay, yeah.
You gonna just keep it
I
with
may
you?
just keep this for a little bit. What we
great.
got here?
All right, so nearly half of Americans have high blood pressure,
Yeah.
so it's really important that you check it regularly. This is from RunStar. It's a blood pressure monitor, has advanced sensors to deliver precise blood pressure and pulse readings. Takes about 30 seconds. What everybody loves about this is you can use it at home, really easy to read on the screen. The armband fits a wide range of arm sizes, and it's portable, so you can take it on the go. And for $30, you guys, that's incredible for great peace of mind.
I'm going to get one of those because usually you wait till you get to the doctor for them to do it. It's something you should check yourself.
Oh, I gotta be kind of check
be
my own
careful.
blood pressure. Okay, next up we've got the Kitchen Elite. This is the air fryer oven. This is great because you control what you're putting into your food, so you can pay attention to calories and sodium. This is like 6 appliances in one. You can air fry, bake, roast, broil, toast, and dehydrate.
Whoa!
I know it has a temperature range up to 450 degrees. $99.
All that for 99 bucks?
With free shipping.
Oh wow! Okay,
Pretty good,
cannot
right?
beat that.
And this is really cool. It was created by 3 former insomniacs from Live Lab. Helps people fall asleep faster, more naturally. We've got the Dodo. It's a rhythmic light. Helps guide your breathing in 8 or 20-minute cycles. And then we have the Hoom Band here, which gives you relaxing meditation and audio. Prices for these start at $37.
But don't you have a little bit more for us?
I do even have more. In addition to these top brands, we have more than 24, Michael, additional deals from solutions to your home to skincare that are live right now from our ABC Secret Savings March special. You can check all of them out at abcsecretsavings.com.
Lori, thank you so much. This feels so
Are you
good.
so relaxed?
I love this. And you know what else I love?
Tell me.
Jalen Hurts.
Who
my
doesn't?
guy, Super Bowl winner. Jalen Hurts is here with us when we come back with more GMA. So you guys stand right there, and as he signs our wall of fame, there he is. Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City. We're back now with one of the superstars of the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl winning quarterback, Jalen Hurts. And give it up for Jalen Hurts, everybody. He's written his debut children's book, Better Than a Touchdown, celebrating perseverance, friendship, and the power of believing in one another. Jalen, welcome to GMA, man. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And I love that you said you said you always wanted to write a children's book. Yeah. Why is that? Why a children's book?
Well, throughout my journey, what inspired me, I remember going back to my days going to the Scholastic School book fair, and one of your fellow teammates, I'm going through, and I'm just taking my time, looking through books, and I see a book called My Brother's Side, My Brother's Side, and it's 2 black kids on the cover, football players, something that I can identify with, resonate with. I had a passion for ball. Come to find out when I go home and I'm telling my parents about how excited I was about this book, it's Tiki and Rondé Barber. Yeah. And I had no idea that I had no idea that they were football players, but I knew them as authors. And so that's something that resonated with me. Wow. And starting on my foundation is just getting and digging into the philanthropic side of things I'm interested in. And this was something that came about, and I'm very excited about it. It's been a fun project.
So tell us about the book. What do you hope kids take from it?
Just the idea of community. When all of us are up here, we have the platform and everything that we have because of the help of other people. And so it's the journey of a kid going and chasing a passion of his, and throughout that he's taken on so much wisdom and many different ideas from the people around him that encourage him to kind of be a problem solver in a situation that he's very passionate about. So it's a strong thing. I think a message too is, it's like this, quote my friend always tells me when we catch up, we're talking about this acorn and how an acorn has everything it already needs within it to be an oak tree. And so with the right nourishment, right environmental influences, it can be what it's destined to be. And I think that's exactly what we are as people.
I love that. Yeah. And because this is a children's book, we thought we would ask some kids to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So here's 5-year-old Aya.
What do you do for fun when you're not playing football?
Oh, man.
What do you do for fun when you're not playing football?
That is so cute. She's so cute.
Hard-hitting questions here this morning.
When I'm not playing football, I can't help but prepare for football when it does come around. We don't just show up. But other than that, I spend a lot of time with my family, spend a lot of time this off-season working with this book. And I'm very simple. I'm very simple when it comes to that. I'm passionate about those things in my life, and I give it a lot of my time.
That's nice. We have another question. This one is from 9-year-old Henry. Take a look.
Hey, Jalen, what's your favorite vacation spot?
My favorite?
Hey,
Jalen. he might show up, I have a feeling. You tell him.
He's going to meet me there. Well, my favorite vacation spot is anywhere with the beach, anywhere with the warm weather, especially being in Philly. We just went through that crazy snowstorm and that wave, so hopefully that's done. But anywhere I can get some sun.
Ben's 9 as well.
Hey, Jalen, was there ever a time you wanted to quit, and what kept you going?
A time where I wanted to quit. There was a time, and I was actually just reflecting on this. There was a time in college where I really questioned, what's going on? Where do I go from here? I had a lot of adversity in front of me, and I was counted out, I was doubted, and broken down and dissected in all these different ways. And I just persevered. It was my passion overcame every ounce of doubt, overcame every ounce of fear, and I think that's the number one thing in life. And in this book, you got to have the courage to press forward. And so, without the courage, the perseverance, and the resilience and the passion, I wouldn't be here today. So thankful for that.
Great advice.
And we have one more question from a big Philadelphia Eagle fan. 40-year-old Brad, our stage manager. No, I couldn't help it, Brad, because you were so excited there behind that camera. I had to say it. Go Birds. Okay, we'll give you that one. But Jalen, this is going to be your 7th year in the league, which is just unbelievable to me. 7th year. You already won a Super Bowl. You've been to a few. What else do you hope to achieve on and off the field?
Well, I think impact, legacy is things that come to mind. Obviously, being more than a football player, being able to extend myself in ways through a book and obviously through my passion of the game of football. But going forward, just want to go out there and work to be the best that I can be, go win more championships, win a lot of games. That's always the object of the game, so can't lose sight of that.
Well, you're winning and you're helping other kids win with this book, man.
Thank
We're
you.
so happy you
Appreciate
came
it.
here and joined us. We always
Good to
love
see
when
you.
you're here at
Thank
GMA for real. And Better Than a Touchdown, his bookstores nationwide tomorrow, so make sure you go out and pick it up and be inspired, everybody, by Jalen Hurts.
The powerful duo Oscar winner Viola Davis, mega-selling author James Patterson. They are teaming up for a new novel called Judge Stone. Welcome. Good to see you both here.
Thank you.
So you always wanted to be a writer?
I did.
And now she is.
Well, yeah.
Big time.
You know,
Big time.
I'm sitting with him, so I'm like, you know, tempering my words. But yes, I did want to be a writer. You know, Bopsy Twins just influenced me.
She is a great writer. She's a great writer. Her memoir was terrific, fabulous, and this book almost as good.
Yeah. well, James, you said your inspiration was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah. In college and whatever, and I went to grad school, English, whatever. And yeah, I mean, that's courtroom drama in the South, very dramatic. You like this book, right?
I love this, and of course, To Kill a Mockingbird, Inherit the Wind, you know, those courtroom dramas that take place in small towns, and you know all the characters, and so you're so invested in the courtroom drama that you just, you know, and I think that we sort of created that, me and Jim and me.
It was great to work together.
Yeah, was that your inspiration as well, To Kill a Mockingbird? Or you had
To Kill a Mockingbird, I think I've read it 30 times, absolutely, easily. You know, Tom Robinson, Mayella Ewell. I just feel like it's sort of the novel of not even a century. I think that it really encapsulates everything that goes on with humanity.
James, you've had so many great collaborations. I should let you know I failed my audition to be a collaborator with James a few months ago.
The spot's still open.
You did? They still got a chance. But tell us how this partnership came about.
I had a first thought of writing this kind of book, and then we talked to Viola, and she said, "Yeah, let's see if we get along."
Yeah, but at
and
first,
we got along.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if I can help him. And then he gave me the premise. I said, I think I could be good at this.
So how did it work? How did you work together?
A lot of back and forth, but one of the things, I mean, besides being a very good writer herself and really smart about it, and pushing, one of the things here is like with Viola, with the movies, there's a lot of people involved. This thing, it's just two of us. Yeah, and we had one mission, keep making it better, keep making it better, keep making it better.
I'd be calling him on my way to soccer practice with Genesis. Go, okay, James, let me just throw this, just be open, okay? Be open.
I was always open, I think.
Yeah,
pretty open.
He was always open.
And books is one part of what you do, obviously. But tell us about
the movie's
moment.
coming. The movie's coming.
The movie's coming, which I love. We already have somebody who can star in it.
Back.
And you can join. You can get into the movie. You got a little reversing here. I kind of like it. But tell us about this moment that went viral. You presented Michael B. Jordan with the award, the actor award, and it became a viral meme. What was that like?
You are shining, Harold. I know, I lost my mind for a minute, but I'm one of those women that loses my mind a lot. Soccer games, you know, Clarissa Shields, boxing matches.
We write a good chapter.
But I opened it and I didn't expect his name, but what came out was a line from Joe Turner's Come and Gone, "You shine in Harold Loomis," which is a very, you know, fitting line of a man finding himself, finding his purpose. It just came out, but the whole thing didn't come out because I was still screaming in the background like a proud mama. I mean, sometimes people just get it right.
Yeah. And nothing better than just real, raw, and true emotion in the moment.
I'm raw, too. That's one of the words you can use to describe me, raw.
I wasn't expecting that, but yeah.
Well, your husband, Julius, over there shaking his head like, she sure is.
Running around that house screaming.
So where are you going to be spending your Oscar Sunday? What are you going to be doing?
Are you serious?
Hey, I have to ask.
When is Oscar Sunday?
This Sunday.
Is it actually this Sunday or the Sunday after?
We're still going to be touring for the book.
Oh, okay. I may be home cooking. I think I'm going to be cooking because I'm going to be cooking some barbecue chicken. And you want to know my menu?
I'll be honest with you. I want to know your address so I can come over and have some food.
No, but really, this book has been just one of the joys of my life. I'm just so proud of it.
This is the best book I've ever done.
Turner.
The best one. Wow. And she's the reason why. She's the reason why.
Mesmerizing, and just this man right here.
We can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah.
Judge Stone is available now. Let's go.
Coming up, Jenna Dewan is here to talk about the new episodes of The Rookie. Stay with GMA. And we're back with Jenna Dewan. She danced and acted her way into our hearts over the years with projects including Step Up. And this morning she's here to talk about new episodes of The Rookie. She's one of the stars of the show and it airs right here on ABC. Hi.
Hi guys.
So happy that you're
here.
here.
Having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I want to just take everyone through your evolution. You came on the show in season 3.
Yes.
You became a regular on the show in season 4. And now here we are in season 8.
Yeah, it's amazing.
How has the journey been for you?
Incredible. This is the greatest job ever. We love each other so much. We love coming to work. Nathan is the greatest.
He's pretty funny.
He's so funny and he's so fun. We truly have a lot of fun. And my character is really fun because I get to be so badass. I get to be in charge and do all these different fun stunts, and I'm learning and new skills constantly on the show, and I get to run into buildings on fire and lots of fun stuff. But this season in particular, I have a really fun arc where I get an incredible career opportunity that would take me away, and it's hard to say no to that because I'm an ambitious person, but of course Nathan and I, we're really at home and we're liking that, and it causes that dilemma we all have with long distance relationships. And does it work? And can you have it all? Can you have what you want and desire and love?
I love how layered it is on the show.
Let's talk a little bit about that arc, Bailey's arc, because she does take a big job in Washington, and we have a clip. Let's take a look.
Yes. Remember when I thought this job would be cool and sexy?
Having second thoughts?
Not really. 2 days ago, we landed on an aircraft carrier in the high seas. But today is not that day. How are you?
Good. Just waking up after a blissful night of sleep, uninterrupted by your snoring.
I am not the one who snores.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The lack of snoring may be the benefit of a long-distance relationship, but how do you navigate that? How's that going in the show?
I like what we do. We give Bailey the opportunity to go and explore her dreams because this is a job that would be something completely new and different for her, and that's really exciting. And you have Nolan who has the stability and says, you know what, go do it. Go. We're fine. We'll make this work. Obviously, that is good for certain things, and that becomes difficult in certain ways, and we have to navigate how that works. And then, like this show being incredible, there also is a storyline that brings a lot of suspense and action that erupts into the DC storyline that's coming.
Do it so well.
So it turns into an even more fun adventure when you watch it. They do it amazing.
Let's talk about the adventure behind the scenes, and by that I mean the TikToks.
Yes,
that are a bit legendary from your cast.
Thank you.
And I heard, I just heard this morning. I didn't realize it was very competitive. Yeah, these are so good.
We take ourselves really seriously on set. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah,
we have no fun.
Look at this. It's not fair that you're also such a good dancer.
Yeah. Well, so Makia actually was a dancer. I danced for Janet, and Makia danced for Michael.
No
Jackson.
way. Look at
so
you guys.
we have a lot of fun. We're always trying to. The thing is, we're always trying to one up each other.
I was just gonna say this is like a classic case of one up.
And because the trends come, and you're like, oh, I found a good trend, and then I'm like, Eric did it, or Melissa got to it. So we're always trying. We keep it fun. We keep it light and fun.
But it does help that you're such good dancers. Our videos would not look
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
I don't think so.
Oh my.
Yeah,
that's really sweet.
But
We try. We have fun.
You also have some big news in your personal life. You and your fiance, Steve Kazee, planning a wedding now.
Yes.
How's all that going? Congratulations.
I know. Are we tired of I feel so bad. I have the same answer constantly. I'm like, we are so bad about planning. We've really got to get on it. We will eventually.
I remember that though. Second wedding, like taking more time and just being in the moment.
You be in the moment, and also like we went. We sort of went a little backwards. We have our children. We live together. We have these moments. We look at each other and we're like, oh yeah, we should do this. We need to plan this. It's like, but we're happy. We're in the moment. It's all good.
That's so great. Like, can we talk about dancing? I know that you're really friendly with Derek Hough.
Yes.
We just saw you. Where did I just see you? I have to read again because I can't remember.
For years.
Yeah, you guys are buddies. You were at the finale. I knew I saw you somewhere.
Yes.
You were at the finale. Yeah. Would you ever do the show? Because I know that their casting people are listening right now.
Oh my God.
Crossing fingers, holding breath.
Oh,
would you do that for us? Take one from the ABC team.
You know, the thing with me is it's like I never say never. And I personally, because I love dance so much and I miss it so much, I just already know myself that it would be one of those really hard things to say no to, because I love dancing, and to dance live.
And to dance with all your friends.
And all my friends.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I kind of feel like I did it, guys.
I mean, I've never ballroom danced, so I say it would be hard. But, you know, I don't know how that works, because I'm a dancer. So I don't know. But I have so much respect for everyone on that show.
And they're just the nicest people, the hardest workers. It's the most fun to watch.
Really difficult.
Yep.
It's difficult to dance like that, that hard, that long, week after week.
Yep.
It's amazing what they do. So, I mean,
well, we believe you're ready. We will prepare you as needed. We've got you,
Derek's
girl.
gonna be like, so Jen, we're doing this.
I love it. Thank you for being with us.
Oh my God,
congratulations
thank you.
on the personal stuff, on the professional stuff. You're so good on The Rookie, and want everybody to see it. You guys can watch new episodes of The Rookie tonight, right here on ABC, and streaming the next day on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Jenna, we love you.
Thank you so much. I love being here.
Thank you. Dancing with the Stars.
I know, Jazz. Like, did we just cast this?
We'll see you around.
We want to thank you for watching today on this Monday morning.
Have a great one.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.